Hello guys, today I'll be showing you how to create this type of effect on Capcut. It's super easy and looks amazing when done right, so make sure to follow each step carefully. Let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing you need to do is import and arrange your footage in Capcut. Before we get into the effect, it's important to scan through your clips and find the exact part you want to use for masking. Try to choose a frame where the object or subject you want to mask has a clean, smooth shape. Avoid frames where the object has too many sharp edges or an irregular shape like a square or something too complex, because those can make the masking process much harder and less clean. So once you found the part that looks best for masking, you're going to use that as your starting frame. Now freeze that frame. This will be the base for your mask. In Capcut, you can do this by selecting the frame and tapping on Freeze Frame to lock it in place. This will make the next steps much easier and cleaner. Alright, now we're going to start adding a mask to isolate the part we need. You can do this by selecting the clip and choosing the Add Mask option. For this video, we'll be using the pen tool. Now, while a circle mask would have been much easier for this particular effect, I'm intentionally using the pen tool because I want you guys to get comfortable with it. There are many situations in editing where the shapes just don't work, and you'll need the flexibility that the pen tool offers, so it's important to learn it properly. So now let's start masking. As you can see, the mask isn't perfect right away, and that's totally normal. I'm now going to erase the parts of the mask that we don't need, so we're left with just the rim of the tire, which is the area we want to keep. Now what we'll do is hold the Alt key and drag the mask clip to duplicate it. This gives us two identical layers, one that we'll use for the car without the rim and one for the rim itself. Next, we'll apply the invert mask to one of the layers. This way, we'll have one layer showing only the rim and the other showing the rest of the car without the rim. After that, we'll add the clip that this mask section will transition into, setting everything up for a smooth and clean effect. Now we're going to take the car layer, the one without the rim, and apply a zoom out effect to it. This time we'll be zooming out quite a bit, just enough so that the empty part where the rim used to be becomes fully visible, giving a clean black space inside the wheel. Once we have the right zoom level, we'll begin keyframing the animation. Now, we're going to place the car layer without the rim on the upper track. This is important because the layer below will be used for the rim, which we want to animate separately. For the rim layer, we'll animate it moving from left to right to create a smooth sliding effect. We'll be using keyframes to control this movement. After applying the keyframes, it's really important to smooth them out. Smoothing the keyframes helps ensure that the animation feels natural and visually appealing, rather than sharp or robotic. This small step can make a big difference in the overall quality of your transition. I'll be placing keyframes on the scale, x-axis, and y-axis of the masked car layer to create smooth motion during the zoom out. This will help build up the effect and make the transition feel dynamic and intentional. Now we're down to the final touches. At this stage, we just need to arrange the layers properly based on their keyframes. As you can see, the first main video clip of the city is ending before the rim animation finishes, and we don't want that. What we want is for the rim to smoothly close or cover the main video. So we'll adjust the timing and extend the city clip slightly so that it ends exactly when the rim finishes sliding in. This will ensure the transition looks clean and well-timed. Now here's an important detail to make the transition seamless. You'll want to take the first and last keyframes you added to the car layer, and right after the last keyframe of the car layer, you can begin your rim animation. In fact, you can even start the rim animation a few frames earlier, like 1 to 5 frames before the car animation ends, to make it feel more dynamic and connected. Once both animations are complete, Make sure to trim them equally so they end at the exact same point. Then right after that, place your main car video underneath so the transition flows smoothly into the next scene. And that's it. You've got a clean, well-timed transition from the masked effect into your car video. We're going to add a subtle shake and glow effect. This will enhance the visual experience and make the transition pop. For this, I'm using an effect called vibration flash. It gives us that nice shake along with a glowing flash that really sells the moment. I'll be adjusting the speed, strength, glow, and range settings of the effect to get the look just right. You can copy the exact values I use to recreate the same feel in your own edit. Finally, I'll trim the effect at the end because we only want it to appear once, exactly when the transition happens. This keeps everything clean and avoids overusing the effect. Now that our animation and effect are ready, let's enhance it further by adding a motion blur effect to the zoom out. To start, we'll leave the lateral chromatic aberration setting at 52, as it adds a nice subtle distortion. Then, for the blur, we'll begin with a value of 0. Next, in the middle of the zoom out animation, we'll add a keyframe and increase the blur amount to create that smooth motion effect. Finally, once the zoom out is complete, we'll reduce the blur back to 0 with another keyframe. As you can see, this adds a clean motion blur look to the animation, making it feel much more dynamic and polished. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the content from Pro Growth and found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more editing tips and effects like this. Make sure to check out the previous tutorials I've uploaded. There's a lot you can learn from them. And if you want more videos in English, just drop a comment down below. See you in the next one.